Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to New York session. I hope you're all doing well. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can change the microphone over here. For some reason, my microphone is not picking up the data. The one that I normally use is not picking up the data, so I'm gonna go with this one here. Okay, let's start with the dollar index as usual, and then we work our way. All right, so as we can see, we do have the dollar index trade to the level that we were expecting over the course of yesterday. That's where we wanted to see them trade to. Now, today being Thursday, I think that should be it for now. Yesterday I was anticipating them to pause here and at least even pull back, then resume going lower, but they've traded all the way down to the OTE level. We've missed it by just a few pips, which I think it's enough, but it can still come to that level and touch the level before we go back up. Hence, we might be experiencing a bit of either consolidation or a rejection from this level. So today, be mindful trading the majors. Okay, be mindful trading the majors, because where we've traded to now, it's a very sensitive area that price can give a bounce. We've had such an aggressive 3 days down candle, and we might get a potential either one up candle or even a consolidation in this area. So again, just be careful trading today. With that said, looking on the lower time frame, we don't have much in terms of price action. We've just been consolidating in here. Now, based on what I'm seeing on the H4 right here, it looks to me that there is a pause in price action, because we've not had such wicks rejection since we started going down, and the level that we've got to now is showing some kind of a rejection. So maybe one push to clear out some stops, because we have not taken out anyone yet, so they might come up and take some stops or even give a pullback. So that's what I'm expecting going into today. Okay, and if we do get that, I'm actually interested in British pound. British pound has traded to that weekly gap that I pointed to yesterday right here. So price gave on the 1 hour time frame, kind of a small shift in market structure, and it also took out the previous day's high. So it took out the previous day's high, that institutional level. This down candle also being a breaker because it took out this high. So we do have a lot of PD arrays up here, or a lot of resistance up in here. Hence we got this breaking the 1 hour structure. So all that I'm looking for is a move back to yesterday's New York session fair value gap. Okay, so I'm anticipating a move back to yesterday's New York session fair value gap. And that's what I'm looking for. So this afternoon, that will be the trade of the afternoon. We are looking for a move back to the New York session fair value gap. Okay, and that comes in at 1.28511. That is the level that I'm expecting them to trade to. So this New York session, I'm looking for the British pound to trade down to here. Okay, Euro, it hasn't traded to that level yet, so leave Euro alone, because I don't think we might get same price action as the one that I'm expecting on the British pound. So leave the Euro alone and then focus on the British pound. The Australian dollar has traded to our level. It actually went a little bit above it, which was great. So yesterday, if you were around and I said buy here, target there, that's what we've got. And then actually this afternoon, I don't think it has finished the upside yet, but nevertheless I am actually out of the trade. I was looking forward for this 1 hour auto block. Let me go to the 1 hour so you can see. Okay, so I was watching this 1 hour auto block here that was created, but today being Thursday, I think I will pass. So what I did was I looked for a pair that I can use the Australian dollar strength, potential strength that might come in, and I got Aussie CAD going higher, and then this pair, which is the Euro pound, Euro Aussie, moving a bit lower. So I shorted the Euro Aussie just for a scalp. I want to see them come and attack these equal lows in here. So just for a scalp, I'm looking for these equal lows to be taken, and that's it. As a matter of fact, there's a 5-minute fair value gap here that if we can get there, I'll take most of the trade off, and then I'll put my stop loss to break even, because in the next 4 minutes we do have rate announcement on the euro. Okay, there's a rate announcement on the euro in the next 4 minutes. So if we can get there within the next 4 minutes, then I'll take, probably before the 4 minutes, then I'll take most of the profit off, or as it's moving lower, bring stop loss to break even, and then just leave it alone, because I think there might be a big move coming on the euro. I don't know which side they're going to take it, but it's going to be a big move. Okay, so in the next 4 minutes we will pause as usual and then observe the price action that will unfold on euro based on the rate announcement. Then after the rate announcement, maybe depending, If it's a crazy move, then maybe the next 5 minutes I'll come back. But if it's not a crazy move, then we will just continue maybe straight away. So in the next 4 minutes, we will pause and then observe the rate announcement on the euro. And maybe 4 or 5 minutes after, then we'll continue. All right. Okay. So another trade that I think if you are interested in is the the gold. I think yesterday we spoke about gold potentially coming back up after going for this equal low. So if you were around yesterday, if you are around yesterday, I had said that if you are short, take your profit below this low, because they will still eventually come back for that previous day's high and potentially this level before. If you are going to go down, that's when they'll go down. And you can see they came here, rejected, came all the way up and took out the previous day's high, then we rejected. So I actually missed the entry. I should have got in here. In here. That's what I should have got in during the London session, but I missed it. So I'm actually looking for a trade entry on gold. I'm expecting gold to move lower, hence I'm looking forward for an entry for gold to move lower. Now, when I say we wait for price to show us, this is what I mean. When price was coming up, it needed to reach for this level first, and then once you get to that level, yes, you can sell short there, but it doesn't guarantee price is gonna go lower. We had to wait, let price show us that it's going lower, and then we follow suit. Okay. All right, we've got about 1 minute left, so let me adjust my stop loss to break even over here, and then let's see what the news will bring. Okay, so we have about 1 minute left. Let's see what the news will bring. So I'm gonna go quiet for about, I don't know, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and let's see. Okay, so there you go. We had the rate announcement on the euro. It wasn't bad, but where we are now is extremely high, so I'm not surprised that we're getting the rejection. Now it's actually a nice decent fair value gap over here, so price is not just going to trade through it. Plus we are in premium now, so this high you can see yesterday some magic happened here based on what I was teaching. Let me go back. Right, this area, if you drop down to the one now, you see they formed a very nice down candle here, and then price shot up here, same thing, and then I would not be surprised to see another down candle forming here. Right, anyway, but what I was going to say is we are actually now in premium, so this high to this low, that is a premium price, and we have a gap and an up candle, so price is not just gonna walk its way up to take out this high. I don't think that's going to be the case. Okay, so we might get some form of a pause in the big move to the upside that we're experiencing, and that means the dollar index might give a potential rejection from maybe 130. So in the next 10 minutes we have another news, which is the unemployment announcement on the dollar, unemployment claims on the dollar. So that is also going to affect price, and in the next 10 minutes we will observe that as well. Let's see what that would do, because I think it's either they will reject this level here, or they're gonna come for the low and then reject one of them. Okay, so it's either they reject where we are and then give a pullback, or they'll come for the low and then they'll give a pullback. Now, like I said, whatever happens, look at the British pound, because the British pound is showing some, I would say, decent price action on the 1 hour time frame. Over here we had a quick rejection. Now of course I can be wrong, and then they will go back above it and then we resume going up, but based on what I'm seeing, it's likely not. So pay attention to what we are seeing here with the news coming in the next 10 minutes, with the dollar index being at that level, because I think this will move down here. Okay, if I'm wrong, no problem, we move on. So okay, so this is it. We are looking for price to drop in here, okay, in the next 10 minutes. So let's see in the next 10 minutes if you can get that. Apart from that, I think euro pound, let's go and look at euro pound, because I missed a trade on that this morning as well, but it's okay. It looks to me that this has exceeded the reversal point that price should have reversed from. When they gave a lower low like this, and then price is meant to come here and it's going back up, there is a limit that I give price, which is this high here to this low. If it's going to reverse, typically it will get to 50%, maximum 50%, and then it will reverse and then it'll come back down and attack this low. Where we are now today, it doesn't show signs that it might come back here. Okay, I don't see any signs that price is coming back to that level. So we might be going up. The seasonal move that I talked about over here, right? That seasonal move that I talked about, it might be there, right? So how we close this week is going to be important. Go to the weekly chart. How we close this week is going to be important. If we close like this, then going into next week, we can actually look for a buy to go and attack this high. Okay, if we get a close this week like the way it is, then we will look for a buy to go and attack this. And I think if we get any strength in the in the dollar index, then the British pound will be in trouble. Okay, the British pound will be in trouble because we might get strength in the euro and then weakness in pound. All right, so let's see. Now, if we do get that, you can look at the pound pairs, especially pound New Zealand, because I did get a nice trade off it yesterday. I should have held on to some of it, but again, I missed it. And then this morning I missed another beautiful opportunity to go short. Yeah, I didn't wake up early because I didn't sleep early, but yesterday I got a nice sell. I think I did share this with you all, that we were going to attack this low and trade here. Then this morning, this was just a pullback to go down. So if we get what I'm expecting this week, I think pound New Zealand would be a good pair to watch, because we have all this up candle and we might be coming back down into a pullback. From a weekly time frame perspective, we are rejecting the high, so we might be coming back down a little bit more. So this low to this high, 50% would be ideal target, and then roughly somewhere in here. Okay, so yeah, if we get the euro pound to close bullish this week, this is I think a pair that you should focus on. And again, there is another reason why Aussie New Zealand is heading for this low. Aussie New Zealand is heading for this low based on the monthly time frame. Actually, that one, but it's both this and that. Okay, it's heading for this and that. Right, it's relative. So because the New Zealand is a strong pair now, because this is dropping, so the New Zealand is the strong pair. You want to focus on the New Zealand pairs. This one, New Zealand CAD, nice move. I've actually missed all of that because I've been focusing on the Australian dollar, but I've missed all of that. So maybe going into next week, we still have this month to go, so closing above previous week high, New Zealand pair, you can look for a buy going into next week. Okay, and then Euro New Zealand, I would think you should leave this one alone, because when euro is strong, you don't want to be trading euro short. So Euro New Zealand, you leave that alone, and then focus on pound New Zealand and then New Zealand CAD. Okay, leave New Zealand dollar alone for now, because if we get the rejection for the dollar index, the New Zealand might stay in a consolidation, and then they will drop the pound and then maybe keep euro in a consolidation. Okay, so let's see within the next 2 minutes what the unemployment claims is going to bring to the table, and then we'll go from there. Again, when it's 1:30, I'll go silent for maybe 2 minutes to see how price will move, and then we'll come back and continue. right? But again, I think I don't say we gamble, but a gamble for this afternoon will be on euro pound, pound dollar. Okay, so let's see within the next 1 minute, I think 30 seconds, 59. All right, once we finish this, then we will look at crude oil, ES, and then we will go on to the crypto market, which nothing really has changed. So we'll spend a little bit more time in here, and then we'll go on to the crypto market. So let's see in the next 20 seconds. Okay. That was a bit disappointing. Nothing happened. I'm surprised. Anyway, nothing really happened. It didn't even blink. So that's a good sign. I think they've dropped enough. On the H4, we are way oversold. It's deep, 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 deep red. Okay. On the 1 hour, we are actually diverging. On the daily, we are deeply, deeply, deeply oversold. Okay, so the last time we came down here, that was back in August 2024. Right, and then we are now back down here. So I think something is going to happen. A move back up. It's possible. Not all the way back up, but yeah. Again, focus on this pair. All right. The gold market is also giving us a move. I think gold will reject based on what I'm saying. It should be coming. I think my screen is too colorful. Oops. Okay, let's go here. Okay, so I think gold is gonna move lower to attack these lows here, right? And then potentially move to this gap, the opening gap, because when we opened on Monday, we've not gone below the opening price, right? We just went up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Wednesday took out Tuesday's high, and then now we've broken down with some nice fair value gaps here. So I think we will be moving lower. Okay, so look for sell on gold to come 2878.55, and then 2859.025. Okay, that's what I'm expecting. Crude oil, yesterday they did wipe out all that lows, including the 3-month low. So downside is done. They did it in one go. So going forward, I want to see some kind of a buy. I want to see some crude oil buyers coming, right? Now, for the reversal to be confirmed, we need to break this up candle here. For us to start coming back up, we need to break this up candle. Until then, price can continue going lower. So if you are looking to sell, be mindful, because we've reached a high time frame level. As a matter of fact, I think that's 2024 low, so it's a yearly low. Remember yesterday I was talking about how if you're looking for high probability trades, you want to be looking at the daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and then possibly even yearly highs and lows. So this is a yearly low now, right? So just be mindful if you're looking for a trade idea on crude oil to go lower. I think that might be not the case, because they've taken out a yearly low. If I go to the 12 months, you see this candle, that's a yearly low. Now the beauty about price action is that it's fractal. That is why when you look at the high time frame, it can always give you a clue what the lower time frame is going to do. And let me show you the proof of it. So in 2022, okay, in 2022 we had price at the close of the year rejecting 2021 high. So what do you think is going to happen in 2023? They're going to go and take out a low. Which one? This one. And then they did. So if you had this knowledge, right, in 2022, what would you do? 2023, you're going to look for crude oil to go down, to take out a low. It's that simple, right? Let's go back here. This is 2016. Okay, 2016 I was very new to the market, so I didn't know this. But 2016, if we ended up taking out this low, what is price likely going to do the following year? It's gonna go up, take out this high, and then potentially that. So we open, we drop. So the opening, dropping is giving opportunity to do what? To buy, to go up. Okay. What happened over here? We took out this high. So going forward, what should price do? Price should take out a low. So that's the high. We took out this. So price should take out a low. Did it eventually take out a high or a low first? Well, 2020, it came and took out all these lows. And then by the end of 2020, it rejected, took out this low. So what's the next year going to do? It's going to take out a high. And that's what we got in 2021. Right? So if you understand this mechanism in price, especially I preach on the high time frame. If you can understand it on the high time frame, then it gives you the opportunity to know what price is going to do on the lower time frames. Okay, it gives you opportunity to know what is going to happen on the lower time frames. Okay, so going forward, you want to always look at what the high time frame is showing you, and then transpose that to the lower time frame. If you do the opposite, you're going to struggle because price does not move on the lower time frame. It's always going to be based on what the higher time frame is wanting to do. That's why I talked about fractals. Okay, the big picture makes sense. The small picture completes the big picture, not the other way around. Okay, the big picture is what makes sense, because the big picture is what you're supposed to be focusing on, and then by you seeing that big picture, it makes you understand what that small picture might look like. Okay, the lesson on fractals is something that you should always try and remember. And let me bring it back again just for those that were not here. Let me see if I can find the image I use. Give me 1 second. Let me find it, because it's very important, very important, and this is the missing piece in most traders. I'll say in most traders' life. If you miss this point, you will struggle with it, because you're always going to be trading based on some idea that you don't understand. Okay, I think I found it. All right, here it is. So this is the fractal that I'm talking about. Okay, now if you look at the big picture, what is the big picture? The big picture is essentially what is so clear to you, right? What do you see when you look at this image? You see a big circle with 7 circles around it. That's the big picture. That's what you're seeing. That's the first thing your eye goes to. Okay, and that is what should be making sense. Okay, the big picture is the one that is clear to you, that you can see. So you can see that there's a big circle with 7 circles around it, and then when you move to the smaller ones, you will notice that you also have the same thing, which is one big circle and then smaller ones around it, then another big circle, not big but relative, and then smaller, then you go and then you keep going. So this is how fractals looks like, right? But the big one is the main thing. The big one is what you should be referring to. Okay, so when I'm talking about you looking into the higher time frame, this is what I'm saying, right? You want to look at the big picture to see, because there are some things that price is always doing, and it's repeating it. One of them is what I just told you. When a high is taken, there's a high probability price is going to take out a low. That is a fact in price action. So if that's the case, then you can actually go onto the higher time frame and then see a high being taken, and then all you have to do is go for a low to be taken, right? So if I should take this price action here and then drop down to maybe the 3 months, okay, this is 2020, right? And this is 2021. 2020, and go back to the 12. This is 2022. This is 2021. So 2021 took out 2020. Let me rephrase. 2022 took out 2021. So by the end of 2022, which is December 2022, which was right here, December 2022, this is how price closed, right here. That's how price closed. So 2023, you are anticipating them to go and attack this low. So on the lower time frame, all you have to do is follow price action that is happening on the lower time frame, aka what is the narrative on this time frame. Is there going to be a potential pullback? Is it going to just continue going down? What is it doing? Because if it's going down, then rest assured that we're gonna open the new year and price is just gonna drop. And that is what happened right here. If I keep playing it, there. So this up candle becomes order flow. Why? Because if price is going down, they will not trade above an up candle. It's going to be very, very hard for them to trade above an up candle. So at the beginning of the year, you should be having this up candle as your resistance. They are not going to go above this, and price will go and attack this low. So your first 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you're looking for this low to be taken. Okay, that's how fractals work, and that's how you can apply it in your trading. Just look at the high time frame and then find something that constantly repeats. The easiest one is when a high is taken, a low is going to be taken. I think I've spent enough time on here, so let's move on. That's the same thing that I'm using to call this low to be taken, because they've taken out a 3 months high, and based on the price action that's happened on the lower time frame, I don't think they're gonna come back up here. So definitely this low is going to be taken, right? So all you have to do is drop down to the lower time frame and then look for sell ideas to go down here, right? So maybe today 2 o'clock my time going, they will go for this low, big down candle to attack it. And as long as this gap is open, it's likely going to take out this low today. If not today, tomorrow. They'll use NFP, but probably today. Alright. Okay. Now let's go to cryptos, because nothing has really changed. That's why again I spent time over there. The AI, still the same narrative. We are looking to buy. We are not selling, even if it comes as low as 0.262, we are buying. Solana, we will resume going lower. I think that is the case. Maybe today, that previous day's high been taken. Watch on the lower time frame. If we lose this down candle here, then pull back, then sell short to come and attack this low. Bitcoin, same thing. I don't think we'll be going up. For price to reverse, it's gonna take a miracle now. So I'm not really convinced this move is gonna go all the way up. No. Even if it goes up, it might take out this high and then come back down again, which again I don't think that might be the case, because on the H4 they've traded through this down candle here. So I'm seeing this as a pullback, and then it will come back down again, right? So Bitcoin likely to come back and attack this low and then that low. Ethereum, just forget about that. We're still going to be trading to 1956.52. Look for lower prices, and is similar to Solana, the above previous day's high. So look for this down candle to be broken and then sell it. Okay, once they break this down candle, then sell it to come and attack this low and trade to 1956. Hype, I think hype 14.44, that's the target. Again, I don't think this is a reversal yet. We will continue going lower. The only pair that I'm not in favor for lower prices, but either consolidation or up, is XRP, and I've given the 95 because of the weekly and because of the monthly. Now, as I said, the monthly can change because this can be a confirmation and they might wipe everything. Now, sometimes, okay, let me just talk about it. So for it to be going down, the criteria that I use, right, and then you can write this down. The criteria that I use is that this candle's low on the weekly time frame, we need to be closing below it. Okay, on the weekly time frame, we need to be closing below it, and then I'll go back on I'll go back on dollar index, and then I'll show you why the dollar index was I won't say guaranteed, but it was most definitely gonna drop, but this one will not, because we have this candle, the monthly low, being rejected on the weekly time frame. Okay, the weekly couldn't close below it, so that pattern, that secret weapon pattern, this one here, if it does this, okay, the lower time frame, which this is a monthly, so the lower time frame is the weekly. The weekly needs to show that we have a weekly candle doing this. So if you drop down to the weekly needs to show something like this. If the weekly shows this price action, then that's when the next month is likely going to be a drop. Because I'm giving you the reason why I don't think XRP is going to drop. Okay, I'm giving you the reason why XRP is going to drop. I'm sorry, it's not going to drop. It's because if you look at the weekly, we couldn't close below the previous month low. So it's two things. It's either the monthly will close below for the next candle to go down, or if it rejects, then the weekly time frame needs to close below this monthly low. If not, then we might stay in a consolidation, or we will resume going up, and that's the case for XRP. Okay, so my reasoning for saying XRP is not going to drop is because of that. This candle couldn't close, that candle couldn't close, so the weekly couldn't close below the previous month low. Now compare these to this one over here. Let's go to the monthly first. So if you look at this candle's low, okay, it's similar to what XRP is doing, right? But what's the difference? The difference is if we drop down to the weekly, notice that the weekly did close below it. As a matter of fact, we had two candles closing below it. Okay, so that was the reason why I was saying what I was saying, that the dollar index is likely going to drop and it's going to be a big down candle. Okay, that is the reason. So whenever you see such price action, you want to check to make sure this is there before you confirm that we are going to go lower. If you don't see, so for example, if this weekly candle rejected, if this weekly candle rejected this low and that one also rejected, look at the closing price, this one. If it was above this low and this candle's closing price was above that low, then I will not be confirming that the dollar index is going lower. But the fact that we had a close below it was, I won't say guaranteed, because price can do what it wants to do, but it's mostly going to close the next candle down, and it's going to be a big one. That's the clue. It's going to be a big candle. So you need to be interested in the very next candle that is going to open here. When you have this when you have this price action, you need to be really interested in this candle that is going to print here, because it needs to be a big down candle like this to take out this low, right? And that's the narrative that I have been giving you since then, and that's the candle you're seeing, right? So this candle here is not random. It's not like a coincidence that this candle is printing. And you can go and check the price action, and you see lots and lots of examples, right? Go and check. It doesn't form all the time, but when it forms, it's crazy. Okay? It doesn't form all the time, but when it forms, it's crazy. And I'll leave it like that. So back to Ripple. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying, right? Ripple is not likely to go down. If it does, I'll be really surprised. Okay? So we can either stay in a consolidation or price can go back up. And that's all. Nothing more, nothing less. I think I said we probably might come back and attack previous week high, because from the weekly perspective, now giving you all the tools, right? Look at the we just looked at fractals. Look at the high time frame first. We took out the candle low, so it's likely going to happen. The candle high, then you drop down. You look for reasons for price to reach for that. One of the easiest is, are they printing fair value gaps on the lower time frame? Because if they are printing fair value gaps on the lower time frame, then price is gonna head for that. So today might be the first sign. If they leave a gap on the H4, then price will potentially be aiming for this high. Okay, and then finally touch key. Nothing has really changed, so I'm not gonna give you much, but I'm expecting them to go back up or close below this, then we go down. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Not much when it comes to the crypto market. That's why we need to be friends with the currency market, because there'll be a lot of stuff that are happening that you and I can take advantage of, especially today on gold and GU. Right? Okay. I don't think I have a question today on anyway. So I'm gonna end today's session here, and then I'll see you same time tomorrow. Tomorrow is, let me make sure actually, because the first week of the year when I was doing my session, I gave a wrong information about having NFP, which wasn't true. In Italian language, I do speak a little bit of Italian. In Italian language, they say "chi figura di merda." I made a I don't know, I don't want to translate it, but If you understand Italian, you know. So I'm just making sure that, you know, we do have NFP tomorrow. So I'm just double checking right now. Yeah, tomorrow. So if you go to forexfactory.com, you see tomorrow at 1:30 we have CAD unemployment change, we have CAD unemployment rate, then we have the average hourly earnings, then the non-farm employment change. It used to be called non-farm payroll. I don't know why they've changed it to employment change. And then you have the unemployment rate, and at 5:30 p.m. we have the Fed chairman Powell speak, which that's also going to move the market. So expect a lot of volatility tomorrow afternoon from 1:30, and we will be here watching it live together. All right, so that's pretty much it for now. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all same time tomorrow. Take care.